When did the game change?
The game changed when I was in Atlanta.
Here you go, back in Atlanta. Everything happens for you.
I was living in Atlanta, and I said, well, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm just missing something here. I don't understand what's happening. So I said, well, maybe I need to take voice lessons, just try to broaden my spectrum. So I met this young lady, and we was doing voice, she was telling me to do this and that. She said, whoa, 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 wait a minute. You know what? You need to be in the studio. She said, you don't need to be in here. You need to be in a studio. So she introduced me to this gentleman, and I started just working with him in the studio and just kind of just doing demos and stuff like that. And then from there, I was meeting some other people who were doing studio sessions and musicians and things of that nature. So there was this conference that was going on, which was a music conference.
Mhm.
And Tommy Henderson happened to be on the panel. And I was very good friends with the gentleman who was running, the music business Q&A kind of thing.
Right.
And so that's how I got to know Tommy Henderson. And so when I had all these demos and stuff, I just started throwing it at him. And so at that time, that's when he, was, close to Uncle Jams. And it just blew off at
Isn't it
that
funny how
point.
you can be in a room and opportunity can be right there in front of you, but unless you take the initiative, it probably would have never even happened.
Yeah. I feel like things, happen for a reason. And that was definitely the reason for the season.
So when you wind up and got discovered, what needed to be polished? What did it need to take you over the top? Because let's get real. At the end of the day, you're trying to be successful. You're trying to make a career. You're trying to be financially secure. So if you knew that you had some weaknesses, you wouldn't have walked into the voice lesson and the lady said you need to go here and go there. So there are some flaws. So what did they do to you? What did they tell you that you needed to do to elevate your brand?
Don't hold back. I know my first single, If I Told You, that was recorded actually in Atlanta. And that's when I met G. LeBeau with the Rude Boys. And he did all the, the backgrounds in that track. And, and I listened to him. He said, you know what, when you try to hit this note, he said, you don't know what the secret is. You need to smile when you sing that note. Just smile. And you'll be amazed how the sound will come out so much differently over the mic. So just little things like that, that I gravitated to. And keeps you on pitch, too.
How's that?
I don't know. Like, it's bringing it out.
Now you worked with Nutbush as well. What was that like?
It was fun. He's a very laid back producer. And the reason why I like him so much is that he lets you explore. When he brings you something, he always like, okay, tell me what you're thinking. What else do you need? Or what do you think? Do you want this here? Like the song that, Reciprocal Love.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. And he gave me the track and I'm listening to it. He said, well, okay. So I said, what's on your mind? What's on your mind? I said, I want live bass.
Really?
And yeah. And he said, okay. He said, let me work it out.
I like that song. What was so special about that song?
That was another Uncle Jam's idea. And yeah, and Nutbush, he did the first verse of Reciprocal Love. And I did the second verse and the hook. I did the second verse and the bridge. So I like this. I love that song.
I do too.